Hey, what's going on, everybody? Late April, here on the Catskills. Glad to be with you. Catching up with reality, an update I presumably do every week to catch everyone up on objective data and not to get too nerdy, but you know we're on the right track when 85% of the world's coral reefs are already experiencing extreme bleaching events this early in the year. To add misery to doom, triple-digit temperatures have been felt around the planet already in places like Phoenix, California, Russia, the Middle East perhaps. Stunning developments as sulfur levels drop and sea surface temperatures rise, maybe a little bit less lightning. I do appreciate all of the other realists on this platform portraying the data as it comes out. You know who I'm talking about. Got to give credit where it's due. Everyone is pretty much on the same page that we're due for system-wide collapse and teetering on the edge right now. It's like we want to accelerate our own presumable death, that by meaning air quality is already poor in much of the states. You read the headlines. About half of Americans experience less than optimal air quality. I have been through this experience living in highly populated cities across America. I should mention that I drove a vehicle most of this time. I don't critique people on their greenhouse gas emissions. We know that the green economy was just all a big scam because we're in a predicament. And on to politics, because you're just so freaking tired of hearing about it all now. It's living through a nightmare circus clown show what's going on with on again, off again tariffs. And you just heard the word enough, right? Liberation Day. His approval rating is now at the all-time lowest of any incoming president reelected. We just couldn't help ourselves leaning towards an autocratic regime and away from liberal democracy as if there ever was one. You could argue for the past several decades we've been run by an oligarch in some form or another. But it's refreshing to be here in the wild while the birds are chirping. I have 400 watts of high quality energy coming in, pumped in from electrons in space, and it's changed the game completely. Now I have a fridge and everything's just running tip top. All of you who've been along this journey of documenting science and reality, I don't know what else to call it. We are hated by this platform. Channels like Jim Massa, to mention, get like no views, and he's just doing his thing. And that's what I encourage all of you. That's a simple message. We got 5 to 10 years, honestly, max, but left, and then we're kaput. And the government's trying to give you $5,000 to go, $5,000 to go put out another kid, go gamble your life away on that. Nah. Everybody's expectations are wacktoses, extreme, off the charts because of the internet. There's a video that just published yesterday on a channel called Bodies by Mark. Yeah, I'm really rambling about this. About some fit 40-year-old chick who doesn't drink and doesn't have kids. She has an accent. She's a 10. Doesn't have kids. She's married. That's what men are looking for. And on the flip side, you either sound like that kid at Coachella singing beautiful things, prancing around in your little leotard, or you are 6 foot, 6-pack abs, 6-figure, blah, security, safety, which is money, all that shit. Me, beyond hopeless. I'm looking for a 10 that's a prepper and into survival skills. Not really that extreme. I mean, at least an 8. I've had a bit of wine earlier. One of my friends just is renovating a liquor store into apartments, and there was just a whole bunch of wine they left over there. Some of it turned into vinegar. I wouldn't recommend, side note. But what enabled me to participate in this serenity is because I got a used Honda at just the right time, I think, in my life. Things always work out. In the moment you're like, fuck, I'm losing the world, and shit really does happen. Took care of it, basically replaced everything in this car for the past 150,000 miles that I drove it through. I did the gig economy. That's what fucking enabled me to go across the country. I couldn't do this if I worked W-2 and went from job to job, like it would be impossible. You have no control. Like applying for jobs is a fucking nightmare. Everything is a nightmare. Being a man in 2025 is a nightmare. You don't feel appreciated. I feel invisible. Most people feel invisible. We don't talk to each other. We don't even look at each other. Okay, I'm about to get heated. Society is so alienated and fucked, cooked, beyond hopeless, dude. So many people I wish I could be friends with, I see in public. You know, we just have these little small gestures towards each other. You can say hi, but you don't really have that's a real interaction. You don't have real connection. That's what people overseas are shocked when they come here. They're like, damn, everybody's so fucking first person syndrome, main character syndrome. All right, that's maybe a term you boomers haven't heard. You know, it's just like me, my narcissism, my story, me. Everybody's just building their own epitaph to their own delusion. You step away from them. It doesn't take long. You know, you go out in the wild and look at the stars and shit, and you have that feeling like, oh, I'm smaller than the universe. Like ego dissolving experiences. Highly recommend. They've shaped me to be so tranquil now and to be collected. Listen to my thoughts in solitude, being out here. Okay, ADHD rant, catching up with reality. So many names to mention here. Most recently, maybe a year ago, spoke to Jenny, Peter, Daniel, Ching, Dale Wolver, Lone Warrior, Jarko. There's so many of you. David, Laurent, on and on. So many of you badass people around the world, and we're all spread out on the fucking dots on the map. Deep sigh. I'm so thrilled looking to summer and for this unemployment to kick in. It's been 6 weeks. Instacart isn't even really good right now. Want to finish this movie, The Gambler. Really enjoy it. Something about addicts to me. Okay, just rambling a soul to the universe here. To all you little meat burgers. Okay, this movie about a gambling addict with some good actors. You know, they're all just in this fucking Hollywood clown show, just like politics. Everybody having a good time at Sleepy Joe Biden. Ugh, don't get me started. Good movies, free on YouTube. And I need to see A24's Warfare. I know, PTSD. Your algorithm is just prepping and fitness and fucking diet and just like self-optimization. Gotta be the best. The self-improvement fucking cringe core. Ugh. Breathe. In for 5 seconds, exhale for 10 seconds. And say, fuck that bullshit. I'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.